This video is sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to the Empress Show. Well, guys, we have a very interesting video to watch now, and of course, the link to that is down below, so go and check out the original the way that is meant to be seen. So it has come to my attention that Warhammer is, well, it's fascist now. Yeah, great. Awesome. So in the world of black mermaids and black Cleopatras and other stuff that have nothing to do with race but with other virtue signaling stuff, now some people are after Warhammer, which is a universe that is meant to be grim dark, that is meant to be, not a good place to live in to begin with. That's kind of like the idea, artistic freedom to create whatever the heck you want. And Warhammer is unique with so many things, and one of these things is the grim darkness and the way that everything is structured, the Emperor, the Astartes. There's so much to enjoy and love when it comes to 40k, although it's grim and dark, because actually it has depth, it has history, it has amazing lore, and it cannot be really compared to anything else. Although some people will say it's like Dune, but no, it's really not like Dune. There's some similarities there. Already discussed this in a previous video, but they're so different. So yeah, everything is inspired by something, but that doesn't mean that they're the same things. So yeah, a horse is not the same as a pony, and a unicorn is not the same as a Pegasus. So there's that. And hi to everyone in the chat. So as you know, this is live, but I'm going to keep it in a tight video format as much as possible, and we're going to talk about stuff at the end with you in the live comment section. So let us see this video. As I said, the link is directly down below. Go and watch it, support the channel. Now, just a sec, guys. There's other people, first of all, that also did did cover this, and unfortunately it just came to my attention now, but it was like a month ago. So also Moistar did this, and he said that he's not really a Warhammer fan, but he still knows that what we're about to discuss is absolutely ridiculous. So let us see the Metal Gear Mando video now. And, well, yeah, it is absolutely amazing. It's going to blow your mind what people said about freaking Warhammer. And I'm going to put another window right here for a future short. So let's hear this. And of course, this is from Astartes, the amazing Sayama Peterson animation.
Sadly,
which
Warhammer
we're still
has
waiting
gone back to
for
fascism.
the second part. Yeah, that's how you do it. Oh, it's a chat. It's a chat. It's the chattiest of the chats. Crazy. Okay. Hope you can hear it. Let me know, guys. Hey, eater of chickens, hi to you as well. Okay, let's hear it.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Not that long ago, Games Workshop gave us a trailer for Warhammer 40k's 10th edition, and this trailer had to have been made by the God Emperor himself because it is beautiful.
Oh, I'm a bit low in comparison. Okay, I'm going to lower the trailer, put my mic up, no problem.
We have
Yes, this trailer is
Ultramarines.
amazing.
We get the Primarch for the Ultramarines. We get Tyranids, and it is just carnage. It is everything you could want from Warhammer 40k. Big, dumb, fun action. A couple of years ago, we did get another trailer similar to this one, except it had Space Marines, the Sisters of Battle, fighting Necrons. It just seems like every time GW puts out a trailer like this, it just nails it. There's always this sense of fun with the Warhammer universe
Oh
because
yes,
it's
a
just
lot.
so over the top. It is a totally absurd, brutal, horrific universe, but because of how absurd it is, because of how crazy it is, it makes it a little fun. But that's a word that has been outlawed online, especially on Twitter. If you're having fun, you're doing something wrong. You need
Yeah.
to just take a step back. Hold on a second. Don't get ahead of yourself. Examine why what you're excited about, what you're having fun with, is problematic. You need to deconstruct everything and make sure you know that this trailer right here with these Space Marines fighting giant space bugs, you need to know that this is actually very insensitive. It harkens back to a
What?
real-world event. Just a small one, you may have heard of it, World War II. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a games company who has made a reach that is just so implausible. They had to have utilized the warp, because there is no way you can get from this trailer to their conclusion, which is that this Warhammer 40K trailer is actually fascist propaganda, that this is
What?
actually a reminder of the Nazis killing Jewish people back in World War II. No,
What?
I'm not joking. But before we get further into this, if you enjoy me and the content that I create, be sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't
sure, guys.
already, and share this
For
video
sure.
around. While you're at it, down in the comment section, let me know what your favorite and what the best Warhammer 40k faction is. Tell me why it's the Ultramarines. Now in this video, I'm probably going to have the trailer for Warhammer 40k's 10th edition playing in the background, maybe mixed in with some Darktide gameplay, I don't know. But I highly encourage you to go check out the Warhammer 40k 10th edition trailer yourself, because I'm not seeing where they say the Imperium of Man are the good guys. Ad Astra Games, who's apparently a game company, but you wouldn't really know that.
Okay, gotta stop it. So first, dear Clayton, write down, please, on Discord, an idea. People ask me which are my like top 5, 10, whatever, Space Marine legions, Space Marines in general, like Ultramarines, Dark Angels, whatever. So yeah, I still have to do that. So write it down. I gotta figure this out. So yeah.
By going to their Twitter account, because it's just full of politics. I don't just mean like social justice stuff in their games. I mean actual like voting rights, trans rights, people doing the communist salute. They just talk about everything that's not their games. I guess their games just suck so much ass that even they don't want to talk about them. But Ad Astra Games had this to say in response to this trailer. Sadly, Warhammer has gone back to fascism Mad Libs marketing of the Imperium as the good guys in Warhammer 40k 10th edition. I'm struggling to see anywhere in this trailer where they make the Imperium of Man out to be the good guys. And I'm just going to do a quick little condensed version for those of you who aren't familiar with 40k, what the Imperium of Man is. So you have the human race being led by what is basically an undead space wizard who's sitting on a golden throne that requires thousands of souls to be fed to him each and every day just to keep his corpse in this state of undead so that humanity can still navigate the stars. The Imperium of Man are not the good guys.
Yeah, but as I said, guys, in my dissection on this topic, like in at least 2 videos so far, although there's no definitive good guy or good guys in 40k, the side of the Imperium and the Primarchs and some of the Astartes do have moral values, they have virtues, they have good qualities, and they, some of them have sense of honor, sense of protecting the common folk, even like we seen in the latest Land book. So there's countless examples of this. But if you want to like see the whole breaking down, like the whole thing, analysis of this, you can just watch one of my latest videos on these topics. So yeah.
We're just humans, so we relate with the humans more. I mean, you could be human living outside of the Imperium, but then the Imperium shows up and says, "Can I talk to you about our Lord and Savior, the God Emperor?" And then if your response is, "Oh no, that's okay, I'm happy doing what I'm doing now," they say, "Fuck you, die," and they turn you and your family into corpse starch.
Well, that may or may not happen, but yeah.
Basically, space cavemen. They're afraid of new technology. Anything new is heretical and you'll be killed for it. It's not great. Not the best regime to be living under. But
No.
because they're human and everything else in this galaxy wants you to die, you're kind of like, okay, I guess I'll die to something that speaks the same language that I do, or at the very least has the same amount of limbs as you do. And Warhammer in general is not...
Well, at least, you know, the humans will not eat your insides and spray you with, I don't know, acid. Although some space marines do have that. Anyway, the point is, Tyranids are worse than the Imperium.
really meant to be taken seriously. It is so over the top and bombastic that it's basically just a parody of itself, and the Imperium of Man takes all of the worst aspects of humanity, and they don't crank it to 11, they crank it to 15, and they put it to the forefront. And it's that absurdity that makes the Warhammer universe so fun, at least one of the aspects. So because they were getting absolutely bodied in the response to that tweet, they decided to clarify. You know, clearly...
Oh, but you know what I really enjoy about Warhammer 40K that's not cranked up to 11, at least now and all. I mean, not that... It's really hard. Okay. What is really important to be noted is that in Warhammer 40K, there's little to no sexual stuff. That's amazing. I mean, we have Slanesh, obviously, but if you don't read specifically something about what Slanesh is, their principles, what they do to their disciples, the Dark Eldar, all that. In case you skip that, you will probably not see a drop of anything that is sexual in Warhammer, which is great. I feel awesome not having to deal with anything like we experience from other universes sometimes. Of course, Star Wars 2 is not like that as well. So I'm just very happy with that. So it's not all all the bad aspects of humanity, all the bad tendencies of humanity, because the sexual stuff, they're very bad and they're there, but still you have to go and look for them specifically. If you don't the chance, to just open a Warhammer audio book or a real one, a physical one, and read something explicit, like that is like zero almost. So love it. That part I love from the Warhammer.
It's just a simple misunderstanding. They worded things poorly, right? This is going to take a few posts to reply. A, put yourself in the POV of someone who's Jewish and knows nothing about the lore. The catchphrases used by the Imperium are almost direct copies of the phrases used by Nazis to justify killing your grandparent.
What is this crap? No, seriously, what is this crap?
I had to do with that little girl. What's that little girl in the Holocaust? She had Anne Hathaway, Frank and Beverly. Anne Frank, that's a hiding bitch, ain't it?
They looked at this trailer where hordes of Tyranids, these disgusting, horrifying space insects that look at everything else as if they're either a threat or prey, and they said, yeah, but imagine being Jewish. Oh, but don't worry, their stupidity doesn't end there. Now look at the action in the cinematics. We have white guys murdering numberless hordes of aliens. Who are we supposed to empathize with? The Marines or the aliens they're slaughtering? Well, one side is talking to us, the other side is dying. That's a pretty easy answer. Do they think they sound smart? Like, yeah, no shit, we're gonna side with the humans. Do you see these disgusting insects? Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you watch that trailer and you hear some screeching horrid space cockroach, you're not gonna be like, oh, I wanna know what they have to say. Like, does this guy think it's Starship Troopers where, like, humanity kind of manufactured this?
Okay, I don't know what is the level of retardation that you have to reach in order for, well, for anyone to think all those things and write an article about it, even like, what? And hi to Amala Deepa in the chat and Sir D. Hi to you. And thanks, Amala Deepa, thank you.
Attack on themselves just to go to war with like this bug race. Which, by the way, this person, were you calling out Starship Troopers for fascism, even though it was clearly mocking everything? Like ultra nationalism, the over-the-top violence, the military-industrial complex. I swear to God, whoever is tweeting out for this account would have a fucking meltdown if they saw that movie. They would be tweeting out, "It's just like Hitler." And what does their race have to do with anything? Like, so what? All the space marines are white. What if it was salamanders? Which, yeah, sure, salamanders aren't like African black, but they're not like shade of white. They're black. So would it be okay then? Or what about the space wolves? Sure, they're white, but what if when they transform and now you have a bunch of wolves? So you have furries versus insectoids.
Well, since race doesn't matter, what does it matter if they're all white? And they actually, I'm pretty sure that the Jagatai Khan white scars are Asian looking.
Would it be okay then? Or what about some of the forces of chaos? Let's say you have Slanesh with all of their deviant sex slaves fighting the Tyranid. Like, do you just draw the line at the skin color of the characters? Because that sounds kind of fucking weird. But my point is this. Ad Astra Games is taking this shit way too serious.
And yeah, since I probably will not make a dedicated video about this, if you heard about the actress that plays Moana in the animation, the voice actress that looks the part in real life, and it's the correct, I think, everything, ethnicity, all of that, they will not pick her because she's not dark-skinned enough. But she's correct. She's perfect for the role. She's beautiful, she is talented, she looks the right age, the part, but her skin color is not what they imagine. Although she is from whatever Moana is supposed to be from. I haven't watched this movie. But still, no. No. And how about the fact that that character that The Rock plays, Maui or whatever his name is, he's supposed to be, I think, much younger than The Rock, but The Rock still gonna play him? So where does this stupidity end? And not only about that, there's another thing, another Disney animation about another character that still the actress is not allowed to play the character because although she is absolutely perfect, yeah, probably the same situation. She is not, once again, dark enough or something like that. Well, if a person is from the right place, the right ethnicity, or the right nationality, in general, and they're perfect in terms of being an actor, what is the issue? Well, then someone there, whoever decides those things, is an actual, I don't know, colorist. I mean, it's about color more than a race now, because even if you're black, if you're a bit too light, they will not like you probably for anything. So yeah, you gotta be darker or you're out. Even if your mom and dad are black, even if your sister and grandma's grandma and grandfather are black, if you're a bit lighter, no. Finito, you're done. So basically, a lot of people should hate Beyonce then, I guess, because she's lighter. I don't know. I mean, we are up to this point of absurdity. The discrimination instead of inclusivity has reached its peak. Welcome to 2023, I guess. And now they want to apply this to Warhammer. And yeah, they were trying that for like, I don't know how much time now, maybe 2 years. Officially, not sure, but well, this is a new level of retardation. So yeah, here we go.
This is one step away from them calling the space cockroaches Jewish people. It's just like the orcs being black people thing. You don't want to do that. You don't.
So way to totally insult Jesus. Way too this is so stupid, I just can't compute. So yeah, How to insult a whole nation of people? Well, go ask those people on Twitter, I guess, or don't.
Want to go down that route. Just let people have fun. That's what this whole trailer was meant to be. It's a celebration for Warhammer. First of all, hitting the 10th edition. That's a pretty cool milestone because
I don't know why they even attacked this trailer in particular. It's an amazing trailer. It predicts a future that we are about to see in the world of Warhammer. It's a lore that everyone expects and wants to experience. Gonna be awesome for the tabletop players as well, you know, to be able to play with Gilliman and Ultramarines against the Tyranid, and at the same time the Lion is somewhere in the universe dealing with his own demons, literally and figuratively. So it's pretty freaking amazing. By that logic, you can go anything, you know? There's just no logic, no rules, no principles. They just making stuff up out of their butts, and they're ruining everything for everyone. uh, all the while insulting, well, everyone, once again. Even themselves, because they insult themselves by looking so stupid.
we have simple monkey brains and we really like those round number milestones, but it's really cool to see. And the trailer gives fans what they want, which is to see giant armies fighting each other and slaughtering each other in absolutely insane ways. Like, God, I can't even imagine what Ad Astra Games is gonna do when Warhammer Space Marine 2 releases and you're just killing hordes of Tyranid. Never mind the fact that they're invading a human planet, killing, slaughtering, and not only that, but, you know, just taking people back to just turn them into this liquid jelly to add biomass to their fleet. Never mind all that. What about the poor bugs? The humans are oppressing the bugs.
Oh
I, for
no.
one, can't wait till that game comes out because I'm going to be streaming it for you all. But before I go off
Oh
on
yes,
a
me
tangent,
too.
that's what I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this. Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. If you like the video,
Yeah, me too. Go like the original video, people. Okay, this was awesome. Yeah. So let us see now what you think in the comments. But you know, to sum things up, this is absurd. It is ridiculous. Leave freaking Warhammer alone, and like check yourself in the mirror and think about who. I mean, who are those people to virtue singling something that is total fantasy is meant to suck for everyone in the world, pretty much. The Tyranids are meant to be menacing. They are meant to be whatever they are, the ultimate threat that can wipe out the whole intelligent and non-intelligent life in the universe, all biomass, everything. It is a disgustingly cool idea. So yeah. Oh, we can put that on a t-shirt. Disgustingly cool idea. Dear Clayton, something to note. And yeah, Space Marine 2 is gonna be the AAA game, the AAA Warhammer game that we all have been waiting for. Some people for 10 years, me only for 2 years, because I played and finished Space Marine 1 just like 2 years ago. I don't know if it's like full 2 years by this point, so I didn't have to wait that long, but for everyone else, it's even a bigger deal. And Ivy says, yeah, it's either some of these accounts of trolls, well executed trolls, or they are bored out of their minds and blow everything out of proportions. And yeah, hey, nobody touches Nurgle at least, so that's good. Nurgle, you won't get any fire, don't worry, buddy. Let Twitter go after Amp. How is the chili going? Zinch was let out too. Well, you know, to be fair, I don't know how to say it. Those people that talked about Warhammer and criticized it and called it the stupidest things, they just focused on the 10th edition trailer, and they don't know, I don't want to say the word, they don't know enough about Warhammer. They do not have the educated, well, info about anything. So they're just picking stuff up to attack. And yeah, people that don't really have personal lives, meaning in their lives, anything that is worth of note, anything that is worth anything in someone's life for sure, they're the people that are behind the keyboards hating on people all the time. They're the people that think that they are, making a difference with totally the opposite of the ways that we should deal with things in general in the world, making things worse for absolutely everyone and everything. So yeah, uh, there's amazing short. I don't know where it went by this point, but I saw this short on YouTube where a guy explains how, well, then it doesn't matter that sorry guys, it's kind of late. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter all the awesome movies and shows that we had with all the awesome actors like Will Smith, Wesley Snipes, and there are just so many. There are just so many. Yeah, even Whoopi Goldberg's old movies. So all of that just like doesn't matter. Original characters that, those original characters, also from Little Weapon. I'm not sure how this character was called. Original characters created to be on screen, that happen to be black. So we are going to just scratch all of that, say that it didn't happen, pretend that it didn't happen, and then take other characters that were not black and switch them. Like, what? This is ridiculous. This is such a disrespect to all the things that came before. All the movies, all the actors, all the characters themselves, the legacy of those characters, the fact that they were original and successful. And that was 20 years ago. 20 years before the time that we are now in, and before that. So it is similar with this. The same principles, the same logic is applied to now to Warhammer. Someone has to be the victim, in this case, what, the Tyranids? It's ridiculous. You have to insult a whole nation. I cannot even begin to pick up the things that are wrong with this, because absolutely everything about their argument is wrong. And what is this game company that will, like the whole thing that they're doing on their Twitter is virtue signaling? Ridiculous. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. I don't see a problem. At this stage, I am a sucker for Games Workshop, happily spending on any of their products, books, miniatures. Give me that. I think they're just hating whatever is liked and isn't pandering agendas. If you're not advocating for them, you must be against. Ivy says, with people who rant about what they do, that's how it is. Is it the burn? If there was some meat to these rants, fine. But honestly, Warhammer have nothing to do with any. Yeah. Nothing. Warhammer is just the coolest thing. And to me it's very original, although yes, okay, it has some similarities with other universes as we mentioned, but it is totally original in the ways that it chose to portray things. The fact that you have an emperor in one universe and an emperor in the other universe doesn't mean that they're that similar. The emperor of mankind is vastly different. He's so layered, he has so much power, he has so much flaws. He has so much history, he has lived for so long. He's directly connected to humanity's evolution. He's a production of humanity. He's one of us, whereas other emperors, well, that guy from Dune, yes, humanity, but on the other planets, then there's the Bene Gesserit, and they're just totally different faction. They're not like Sisters of Battle, Sisters of Silence. Once again, I made a dedicated video about this with details about whatever is comparable between Warhammer and Dune, and of course there's other universes, but they are not as well known as those two to compare. But the point is, whatever I saw that does exist besides Warhammer 40K, it was never as impressive, never as deep, never as long, never as well layered. Is pretty much the same as deep, but there's so many things about Warhammer. There's so much detail about each and every faction, where that be human, where that be alien. There's so much detail and so many interesting things about each and every Primarch, as well, about even some of the Inquisitors. There's so many characters that you can make like a ton of movies just about one guy, and it's going to be interesting, but it does have to be a main one because I really don't like side stories that are just like filler. That's the other thing. But then we're going to go into a whole another topic. So, point is, Warhammer is amazing, and just don't freaking touch it, okay? Don't touch it. It has good female characters, sometimes great female characters. It depends. They are there when they're supposed to be there. They have their own stories, they have their own progression. They have like true meaning and purpose in the world of Warhammer. So it's not like, oh no, this and that and blah blah blah. It's ridiculous, okay? It should not be about particular gender or whatever. It should be about if a world, the way that it's written at least, makes some kind of a sense. Does it have a structure? And of course, we have to respect the creativity of the set world. So if some author just sits down and writes that he wants a world, some world to be made out of fluffy clouds and some unicorns walking on it, and then all the unicorns are white, then that's the world. It's just that is the world. And somewhere else there could be another world with other colors, but in this world there's only these things, and that is it. That's kind of the point of it. We do not need everything to have everything in all the right amounts, because then everything will be the same. Everything will just lose its real diversity. So yeah. Yeah, guys. Okay, let me see what you're still saying in the comments before I go. You watched stream of Starship Troopers a while ago? No. No, I have not. Oh, the Edward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Of course, it's nice to see you too. We can watch movies about black characters at night. Well, we can in general, but my friend Logan, actually, he tries to prepare a topic about this. We can talk about some really notable and awesome black characters from the comic books. So we can actually show and prove that, wow, there are amazing, characters out there. I personally have loved and grew up with so many of them. And now all of a sudden somebody comes and tells me, but Carrie, there's not enough representation and there are not enough black characters. And I'm like, what? What were all of those that I watched my whole life? What? What about them? They don't exist now? Like, what's happening here? That is how confused I also felt when all of this crap started. And now, whatever, I also actually heard about particular book. Not sure what book it was, damn it, but some people want to remove, or some institutions want to remove some books from, children's programs at school, etc., because these particular books wrote something that was not okay about someone. In this case, some black people. But the book, it's a product of its time, should be perceived the way that it was. because that is the truth of this, of the creation itself. And then, of course, it must be noted that the fact that this is written in a said book doesn't mean that someone is condoning and supporting these ideas in the book. It means that this is a product of its time, it should not be changed. It is what it is. And it's the same with Warhammer. It is what it is. It is not making a party out of the ideas from it. On the contrary, it does it does put an emphasis on the fact how horrible it is to live in the world of 40K for absolutely anyone and everyone. No matter if you're at the highest position of power, let's say you are Primarch, you have to deal with the worst of the worst, risk your people's life, your sons, your Astartes, yourself. And if one Primarch dies by this point, because now we have two that are officially alive and well, from the loyalist, of course, the Imperium will lose a ton. And whatever the Emperor's plan is, probably going to lose a lot of points, to say the least. So everything is freaking important, and everything is the way that it is. Just leave it be. By that logic, when I was little and I watched The Lion King and Mufasa died. I'm still upset about this. I cried like a little girl. I was a little girl. Yeah, I cried a ton about this, and it was very hurtful. And when I had to rewatch it, when I reached that moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to happen. Can we change this? I wish for something else to happen so I won't have to go through this pain again, but no, we cannot change it. So, if you remove that from the movie, then the movie will lose its impact, the story would lose its impact, everything is gonna just fall apart, basically. So by that logic, if something is not to our liking, just let's change it. That what are we going to have as entertainment? I will tell you what, absolutely nothing. It's gonna be like a retarded fest for retarded people, that they don't have a cognitive reasoning. They only have feelings that get hurt. So basically they're ridiculous pussies that, instead of deciding to be strong, people mentally, physically, they will just be like, oh no, oh, I'm offended. Oh no, a fly just pass by. It was very close to my nose. I'm so offended right now. I just cannot take it. I'm going to write to the government to tell them about the fly that just passed through my nose. It was so close. No, I'm going to write it. It was so close that it almost touched me. Yes, and I will not sleep for 10 nights. And I'm going to cry myself to sleep because this happened to me. Who wants to live in a society that's so retarded like that? And so weak and pathetic. I don't know who, but freaking don't touch Warhammer, okay? I mean, don't touch anything in general. They're already touching it a lot. But we gotta put our foot down and say, no, just bring your whatever pathetic, weak mindset you have and just go and, I don't know what, just stop it, or yeah, don't bother. Then if you're so concerned about other people, how they feel and how you feel, why don't you just go to a room, close yourself there, and just never come out of it to not bother anyone? Because all of these arguments, all of these people that are like this, they always also contradict themselves, and they have double standards that they don't apply the same logic to themselves, never. That's also the ridiculous thing. Okay, a lot of comments piled up. Let me see what your guys are saying. Spawn as well, of course. AI Simpsons? Never played that. Blade, Second Predator. Oh, Second Predator. Not sure if I've seen that one. Hey, Roberto, hi to you. Yeah, nobody wants to live in 40K. That's kind of the point. Orcs are the only species that are happy, and they're green. So how about we put some black and some Chinese orcs? Huh? Let's apply real life race to an orcs that totally do not exist, and they're supposed to be green. What's the diversity in orcs then? Huh? Huh? Oh no, it's just so dumb. Okay. His telepathy 68 announcement is released. Telepathy VJ. If I can, I'll do it. But I cannot promise anything right now. Thank you for reminding me though. Long live the king. Who who of all the kings? I think the problem is that people who only read the surface level of Warhammer think that it's Starship Troopers, the book. Wow, it's very different. Yeah, to be honest, in moral and critique of militarism, etc. Yeah, I don't know why anyone should think that it's like Starship Troopers. I mean, when you talk about something, you should not talk about this out of your freaking bottom. You have to go and do some research, then you talk about it. So if you don't know the difference between the Warhammer and Starship Troopers or whatever, I'm not going to make a video about that because I don't know enough about Starship Troopers. And if I do want to make a video about that, I'm going to make my research as thorough as I can and then going to talk about it. Yeah. But I guess those people do not do these things because who wants real information? Just speak out of feelings that are based on stupid things, things that actually working against the feelings. And those people too, but they don't realize because they're retarded. Anyways, Sir D says, I like Warhammer for this, that everyone is in big trouble. It reminds me of Army saying we are all screwed, but we are screwed together. I cried after Mufasa too. Yeah. So yeah, if they do more research about Warhammer and realize their mistakes, some might double down just because, yeah, it's really hard to have any hope for such people because they just turn around all the arguments. Like, look at the arguments about Cleopatra. And by the way, I'm trying to watch the show, finish it, so me and Kit from Chicago Reacts can have another conversation. I mean, I already talked about it, but you know, he also watched it, so he sacrificed himself, and I am sacrificing myself right now so we can go and do this together. And there's a lot of things that are so ridiculous, not only the grandma thing. So yeah, it's worth for us to dissect that show. And Chris, happy to see you in the chat. Hi to you. Guys, do anybody remember this movie Fly? Was it with Jeff Goldblum? Yeah, I actually heard about it. That was very disgusting. And my parents told me about it, actually. I was once woken up by a wasp that walked on my face just saying either a wasp or a tyranid. Well, better be a a wasp. But yeah, you should go, dear Ivy, and complain on Twitter. Like, not have a life, just complain, like non-stop. Just forget about your duties, your loved ones. Just forget about it. Just go and write on Twitter like the whole day. Or just scroll, scroll. feel your soul leaving your body while you're doing this. Productive stuff, anti-productive stuff. Yeah. And Edward says, at work I was thinking to my other best fellow employee, talking, sorry, and the other employee was stressing out because there was a bee hanging out on my arm. My friend and I just hooked and then kept talking. Looked. Okay. Usually when I see a bee, particularly a bee, they're super important to the environment, so I always try to pick it up the best I can and just release it. So that's what I actually did a few weeks ago, and I'm very happy about it. So yeah, definitely kill wasps because they kill bees and definitely protect the bees as much as you can. Can't let so many things get to you so easily. Yeah, that too. And once again, like I've said, guys, you gotta think about the principle of things. Uh, if we nourish our real intelligence, reasoning, what makes us different from animals, we will be human. We will be the superior species on Earth. But then again, if you are all only going by your feelings, you are owned by them, and then you just become like the animals because they cannot comprehend, they cannot think like we do. It's totally different how processes are, with how they do things in general. They sense, they feel a lot. A lot could be said about how animals do things. Point being, nobody like realizes that feelings, when they're not supported by reasoning, they just fall flat. You can basically be a child then. Kids are a lot more functioning, going with their feelings about everything. And I can see that in my little niece. She is like 3, I think, by this point, 3 years old. And when she doesn't like something, she's like throwing a temper tantrum. Like her pencil dropped on the floor, and then we have it, a huge drama, way. And because my parents have to watch her sometimes, they just go crazy. So those grown-up people are behaving exactly like a 3-year-old child. And it is because this difference of reasoning versus feelings. If this child had any idea what she is doing, she will know how ridiculous and stupid she is looking, that she is wasting her nervous system for a pencil that dropped just 5 centimeters, you know, just beside her, basically. So the modern woke community, they're absolutely the same and they don't realize it. There was a lot of injustice in previously done movies about casting, of course, but that doesn't mean that when you do wrong things that are the same now, just flipped on the other side, and that it doesn't mean that when you apply again more wrong things on top, that will not make things better. Two wrongs don't make a right. They just don't get that. They're like revenge for like what? And in the same time, they are destroying the already good things that we had. you know? So there's no more objectivity, artistic freedom to create whatever you want, to pick whatever people you want to be in that or this movie. And I'm just so happy that this is not still affecting the movie making or just the creation, the art in general in the whole world, because I actually started watching the latest Asterix and Obelix movie, and there's a Cleopatra there still. It's not Monica Bellucci, unfortunately, because she is now, too old to play this particular version of Cleopatra. But there's a white Cleopatra there, as they should be. Caesar, that actor is famous from Westworld. He's a French actor as well. I think his last name was Cassel. Point being, everyone there are like they're supposed to be. They're funny, they're witty, they're white when they're supposed to be white. And because it's about the empress and the princess of China, I think, yeah, there are Chinese actors and they speak French, and it's pretty hilarious and amazing. I mean, I'm watching Chinese actors speak French and I'm like, that's so cool. I've never seen that before. There's one, I think, white guy that is like in the Empress, I mean, among the Empress people, but I think that's like a comedy thing that he's supposed to be there and he is white and he's made to look like a Japanese guy, but he's not. Everyone else are. He's not, but I think that's deliberate. So there's nobody being like, oh my gosh, this humor is not permitted here. Oh no, 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 no. They're doing the original Asterix and Obelix the way that they're meant to be done. That's it. You're seeing Romans, you're seeing the Gauls, they are the Gauls. You see the ridiculous, clothes, Asterix being muscular, fat, all of that, and there's no one person that's offended there. No, not one. Not even the guy that is accused of having smelly fish. I mean, yeah, he's offended, obviously, but that's funny. I mean, that's exactly the way that it's supposed to be, and it's so refreshing to see. If you've not seen any of the Asterix and Obelix live action movies, but you have seen the animations, do yourself a favor and also see the live action movies. They're arguably not as good as the animations, but they're pretty close. Just depends on how you look at it. Mission Cleopatra as an animation and as a live action was like the best that they have done. But yeah, haven't finished the latest one, have not finished it yet, but so fun is fun. And it is true to what the original is, and that is all they need to do. Just be truthful to the original, whatever the original was. Okay, so finishing to read what you guys are saying, and then I have to go because it's midnight. Okay, so oh yes, they are clever. Try to catch one for a month, failed, it just moved to another place. I asked it what it was doing there, but it fled without a word. Oh, I think I missed something. Okay, give me a second. Yes, give me a second. Okay. Oh yes, I missed a ton. Okay. So, okay. Oh God, Netflix Cleopatra. I once was woken up by a mice sitting on my chest while I fallen asleep on my boat in Amsterdam. I wouldn't survive wasp. Okay, that is funny. DRV says, will complain for sure. Dear Twitter, help me. How is this that I sent 8,000 DMs to my favorite singer and she blocked me? Why am I blocked? I did everything right. It is my right. I rage. Yeah, sure. Yeah, she totally did not find this annoying. No. She did not. She probably didn't even see her DMs. Oh, that could be cute, but I'm sure it's anything but, my friend. Glad that they went on their way, hopefully. Ask if that's the yeah. Okay. A good night to you, Amaladeepa. They're clever. Okay. Roberto says, I woke up once because I felt something tingling at my toenail. I first ignored it and continued sleeping. Then it hurt and I woke up and I saw a rat. Okay. That's horrible, Roberto. I mean, that's something that legit, you should be kind of upset about it. Tell me about rodents. As dirty as they are, fascinating and smart creatures. Yes, actually, a lot. I'm so glad I didn't get any infections. Yeah, totally. Whew. That reminds me about Fox 2 years ago trying to steal shoe off my foot in London. Really? It was genuinely trying to be playful. I befriended bastard was passing me often when I went for smoke. That's amazing. Never seen a fox alive, but that's amazing. Thing is, after I shook it off and it ran away, I was like, meh, I'ma go back to sleep. Well, you are not face. You are not face, Roberto. Emps approves. And guys, so that's gonna be it for this stream. I went on a totally different rant, got like 2 videos at once, but I hope that you enjoyed. Foxes are running in packs in English towns, so that's interesting. And I don't know how many times people ask me, is this a fox? It's about my corgi because he has a tail. Not every corgi has a tail, so people are like, is this a fox? And I'm like, are you crazy? This is a dog. Have you seen a fox? I mean, We have Google, but that's another topic. Yeah, foxes are super smart. So yeah, there's a very interesting Russian experiment that tried to cultivate like foxes to behave basically like dogs. In some aspects, yes. In some aspects, no. So basically, proving that dogs have been with humans more than any other, animal, and they adapted to our ways, so to speak. It's very interesting. Is that a horse? Yeah, it was a bit taller. Maybe they will say it's a horse. I don't know. Okay, yeah, smart, but it's interesting how animals develop better when they're around humans. There's something about that too. Totally different topic though. With foxes, just feed them and talk to them, and they are too curious to resist. Oh, okay. I will have this in mind. If someday I even see one in the forest, or wait, maybe I see one in the zoo, but I don't remember. There's a lot of wolves in our zoo. Not sure about foxes though. Interesting. Okay, never mind, guys. We gotta go. So have a great new week. Thank you so much for watching. You know where, if you like to support me, links down below to Patreon, PayPal, and of course OnlyFans, where you get my whole coaching, meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, my own physique updates, and actually more. So love you guys, and until next time, if you can get your reviews, like and share, comment. That also helps the algorithm. Thank you guys.